Hey guys, welcome to a very special, very kind of weird news breakdown here on Go Mango. I'm your host of Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have
Chris from Long's Toys.
And Kyoto Uzio from Riders, Rangers, and Rambles.
Yeah, my dudes.
Also from Kyoto Uger.
Yeah.
Also from Kyoto Uger.
Tech
Brave 2.
So
The Streets.
great.
Streets.
I brought on my Streets crew because one, we were already in a call, and two, some friggin' Lightning Collection stuff came out, and it's a lot. Well, it's not a lot, but it's more than I thought we'd be getting. Yeah, more than I thought we'd be getting at 9 p.m. on a Thursday.
12:30 a.m.
Yeah,
sir.
9 p.m. for you, California boy.
Fair enough. Okay, so we got our first looks at Lightning Collection. Zed, Shadow Ranger, Dino
Post
Charge
picture
Red.
here, right over my hand.
Yes, and
Now I'm going to move it to make you work for it.
No,
And
Chris.
there it
No.
is. Oh, okay, sorry.
And our latest look at the MMPR White Ranger. And
Still
we've
white.
been gushing over these for the past
3 seconds.
say 30 seconds. These look fantastic, man.
They do look good.
The only thing I'm not seeing, because like they only released these 4 images. I'm not seeing any of the photoreal heads yet. So I'm guessing that'll be a tomorrow during Toy Fair sort of.
I really want to see Zed's.
Yeah, it's just it's
The
the guy
actor.
who was in the suit, Ed, whatever his name was.
Lord Ed.
Too soon.
No, that was the name
Too
of the guy in his suit.
Was
That's
it
where they
the-
got the joke from in the show. When what's his face calls it when Rito calls him Ed.
All right, what have you done with the real Ed? And just who are you anyway?
So that's a joke because the guy in the suit or his voice actor was named Ed. It was one of the two.
Oh,
I think it was
The more
voice
you
actor,
know.
But yeah.
but yeah, we saw the White Ranger earlier. So really, this is the first time we're getting a look at these other 3 and the potential like effect parts. I'm wondering why White doesn't have the effect parts. Is that because he's more likely to have photoreal than these other 3?
I'm pulling up. I'm just gonna pull up the pictures of the White Ranger that were at
It's probably
Yeah.
just because like he never really used effects. He just jumped up and down strangely and then
That's
plugged
fair.
a sword into a giant tiger.
Yeah,
I mean-
but when did you see Tyler busting out lightning on his sword?
Technically,
All the
all
time.
of them bust lightning out of their swords. If we want to be technical,
That's fair.
That
I have a
sounds terrible.
feeling. I
I'm
have a
sorry.
feeling he might have some sort of effect part. I mean, considering he only has Saba, whereas Tyler has the sword, the gun, and the lightning effect. Unless I don't know. I mean, granted, this is just the first images, so we can't really talk too much about it in terms of what to expect. I'm sure Ranger Command and Shuki will get a bunch of information this weekend because I'm sure these will be on display now at Toy Fair. But I'm wondering because like when you look at Zed, like Zed doesn't have an alternate head unless they do something with it, like a different type of helmet or something like that. So I wonder if it will be case by case for each of them, like how they're going to do it. Like, is Tommy getting a head because he's got limited accessories, whereas Tyler has a lot of accessories?
No, I get what you're saying. And I think there's merit to that. Especially since like, you know, we're seeing more. I don't know. These are first images though. Like we don't have a full loadout.
Yeah,
Like, Zed
it's
comes
true.
with that. Yeah.
I mean, I have my full loadout with these. Like, holy crap!
Nailed it. Yeah, like you said, it might be one of those deals where they're leaning more towards realistic heads for the MMPR Rangers just because that's kind of what they do. So that might be why he's not getting any effects parts right now, whereas the others have 2 accessories and effects parts. So he might be getting the head as opposed to that. We don't know. Although I guess Doggy doesn't have a second accessory.
The only thing I could think of is like a closed version of the Shadow Saber, but
Yeah,
like
that's what I was
Saba
gonna
can
say.
extend and all that kind of stuff. So you could technically do 2 versions of Saba. So I don't
That's
know
true.
how.
Yeah, there's probably more than what's pictured here.
Oh,
I
I'm
just wish
sure.
I had a better look at the sword, but because of the angle, you can't really see Shadow's sword very well.
Yeah, it's
I'm wondering if he'll come with like, you know, the closed version of the Morpher and then an open one.
Well, since Zed has the bomb, the growing bomb, I wonder if he will come with that. And can we just take a second to comment on how they all have different hands? Like Zed's got like they don't have like regular action figure holding hands. Like Doggy's doing something with his hands. Daigo's got his he's holding to. Hey, he said not to call him Tyler.
That's fair. Okay.
He's got a special hand for holding the gun. And Zed's got like the bomb holding hand.
The clutch.
I wonder if they're gonna have like interchangeable hands or something like that.
I'd hope so.
That'd be
right. But those kind of things always make me nervous. Those tiny little wrist joints. It's like, oh, let me change it. Nope, busted.
Well, it seems like at least they're at least not gonna be like the Figuarts ones, because you can already see that like hinge joint at the wrist there. So it might be just like a straight peg.
I mean, either way, they look good. Sorry, you go. I'm just
going to say,
like, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I got this Senkocho Seiho double heat metal like a week or two ago, and switching the hands out on those things are the worst thing in the world.
Oh yeah,
I feel like I'm going to break it compared to like older Figuarts. But these, like, it's just so seamless. Like, kind of like what we talked about with the Beast Morphers figures last week. Everything just looks so seamless. Like, I mean, obviously you can see where the joints are, but at a glance, like, or if you're just like gawking at the figures, like look at Zed. You can't tell where his joints are. Like, that's it. Look, Zed's blowing my mind on how good he looks, and because we haven't gotten many Zed figures, in the last like 10 years or so. I mean, we got the one during Jungle Fury. We got the one for technically the Legacy collection that was for and those Mighty Morphin Diamond boxes. But nothing to this extent.
I can't believe they did the tubes all over them. That's amazing.
And they're like different colors on it too, because like,
I think they're translucent.
Yeah,
those are his.
It might have like a blue like hue to it.
There's like a little. I don't know. I just noticed like a little notch on one of them, but it might just be like the red reflecting.
Where's that?
Down by his left knee.
Oh yeah, I think they're like a blue kind of translucent, and the red just kind of through.
Okay, because it looked a little more solid. But is it because like I never noticed the butterfly joint on White, and now seeing Zed, which is like a clean-ish body. I'm seeing it like for the first time. So I don't know.
I'm gonna plead ignorance. What's a butterfly joint?
It's the joint that allows you to like move the shoulders in a little bit more.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I definitely see it. They do that on Marvel Legends a lot now. They didn't used to, but they've been doing it on the more recent Marvel Legends, especially like Spider-Man. And you're right, I do kind of see it on Zed.
And I'm also noticing like the ab crunch, like, and the upper torso. So like that ab crunch is something I didn't notice on White. I don't know if like I can kind of see that there's a separation on Red for that joint, maybe. So
I can see the ab crunch on White, and I can see it on Zed, but he's also got like a torso right below his ribcage.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm hoping for that because like a few weeks ago when I was at Will's house, like that was like the first time I'd ever like had Marvel Legends in hand, and I didn't know that the ab crunch was like what is it like ratchet jointed, and it just felt so good. And I hope that's here because I want that. Like it felt like quality. It felt like there was like a metal component to it. I don't know. That's what I'm hoping for here. For that ab crunch.
So I was on Twitter just now when we were talking about the accessories and stuff like that. Somebody brought up that they hope that Red comes with his T-Rex Smasher. So
that'd be cool.
It's entirely possible that we're only seeing so much of all this. I would hope that they would include the T-Rex Smasher, unless they included that with maybe like another figure or something like that. Like if they included it with Gold because Gold's only got one weapon or something like that. But who knows? I mean, I'm fine with what we got here.
Yeah, it's definitely possible that we're not just We're just not seeing everything because
I'm
this
sure
is apparently
there's several other images that we'll get, but like these are just the original press images. Like,
oh, here we go. Okay, so you just retweeted again. See that like Gokai red with the ridiculous? That's the one I'm talking about.
yeah, that weird with he came with all those weapons and stuff like that.
I think in that line they did him, Mighty Morphin Red, and
Green.
Yeah,
they did Gokai Silver, and then it did
Dino Charge Green,
Red and Green,
Dino Charge Red, and then eventually MMPR Green and MMPR White.
Yes,
and they were all right, but they were just not
huge.
Yeah, they were just way too bulky.
You know, like looking at the Dino Charge Red more, I'm noticing like the extent of the paint apps they'll use. I mean, like it's still a very generous amount of paint apps, but doesn't look like we'll be getting like the details in on the sword and like the little tinier details on the gun.
Yeah, I mean, wish like the teeth of the gun
that had no coloring on them.
I get you. Yeah,
but I'm curious about his arms. Are those paint apps or are they going to be like molded?
I don't know, man.
Probably paint.
Probably
like Spider-Man's webbing.
I'm noticing it on his left hand, and I don't see it on his right. But it looks like he's got the two fingers out, so maybe that'll act as both his like gun holding hand and also his posing hand.
Oh yeah, because yes, that's true.
Yeah. I don't know. I do like multi-purpose hands.
I mean, you could also Shadow with his one hand sticking out. You could put a morpher in that hand, and he could be doing it in like Judgment mode.
That's true. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Like with the full breakdown, it wouldn't surprise me if each one has more accessories than we're seeing here, more heads, more hands, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Apparently, this is some website that like put up a pre-order way too early, and that's where this is the image for the pre-order.
Yeah, who's ever heard of Southern Hobby Supply?
I don't know. You won't hear of them again after Hasbro sues the hell out of them.
Yeah, they don't have many products like just looking on their website, like they've got some weird. I mean, maybe they're they're not a Hasbro supplier. They supply more than that, but like they have like 15 Star Wars items and like one set of Sesame Street items and one Littlest Pet Shop, 2 Mr. Potato Head. I don't know. This is a weird website.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that being said, I don't know if the release date May 1st, 2019 is even accurate in the slightest.
Well, I mean, we know April is when the toys are around when the toys are supposed to appear. So they'll appear in Q2. So I would say anywhere between April and June is when we're going. It's
possible.
Yeah. And I do want to note we are recording this like the third. Well, I guess it is Friday now, the Friday of Toy Fair, but like midnight. So if all of this stuff gets eclipsed by any other news, well, this is going up anyway, so deal with it.
I just think it's funny because this was like one of the last things I feel like Hasbro had to reveal for Power Rangers, and now they're like, no, that was our last thing. You can't.
Well, oh gosh, Jason Bischoff just tweeted a picture of Dobby from Harry Potter smacking his head up on the drawers. So I'm assuming these were not supposed to come up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's too late now, though.
Oh man, that's rough, dude. I feel so bad because this must have been like the thing. Like they're big.
Yeah. They look good though. I kind of just want to write back and be like, they look good though.
You guys did a great job.
They look amazing.
I mean, and this is only 4 figures. If they're well into production, I'm sure there are more.
I mean, what else did we have? We had Mighty Morphin Pink.
Did we have
Magnet Defender?
And
then Beast Morphers Red and Gold.
Right, yeah.
So there's at least 4 more.
And was that all wave 1?
I think so.
Or was this wave
I don't think there was any specifics if they were wave 1 or what. I mean, granted, now in the This says it's sold as a case of 8, so that could mean 2 of all of these figures, or those 4 plus the other 4.
Could you imagine 4 of all these figures instead of, or like 2 of all these figures instead of like a weirdly stacked wave of 4 Dino Charge Reds, 2 Tommies, and then the rest?
I mean, I would like to imagine where it's just straight 2 of everyone. I feel like all 4 of those
they're popular enough where you could release them.
Yeah,
and that was
I feel like
I know, but like
I would just do straight 2 of everything. I mean, if they did like 4 Tommies, and then that would be really stupid in my opinion.
Not the legacy.
Yeah.
I mean, unless if they're gonna do like a case of 10, and then they want to throw 2 extra Tommies in, do 2 of everybody.
Yeah.
And 2 extra Tommies, then fine. That's not usually how. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how all the different cases work. I guess they could do, if they want to do 12 or whatever. Then like I would do at least 2 of everyone, and then if you want to throw in after that, who you think is going to be the heavy hitters. But I would not, first thing right off the bat, do not flood it with MMPR whites. We saw how that worked for Bandai when it was Tommy and Trini literally on every peg in Toys R Us and Walgreens for a while.
Yeah.
So,
no, that like
deleted the tweet. Some guy.
He deleted the tweet with the banging head.
Yeah. Because I went back to my tweet and it said this tweet is no longer available. I was like, oops.
But yeah, it's like because like we've been so burned by Bandai doing that and like stacking the wave in the wrong direction. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just being paranoid, but this is looking really good and very promising.
I mean, this first wave in general was very generous in terms of how they were releasing things. So like you have 3 original characters in a sense from the original series, and then you have like a fan favorite, which would be Shadow Ranger. You have somebody from the Neo Saban era that kids would recognize, Dino Charge Red. You have somebody who's in the comic book, Magna Defender. You have and then you have 2 from the current series, so Beast Morphers. So I would imagine that this wave, it could go either way. It could be 1 case of 8 or a case of 8 with 1 of each in, or 2 of each. Looking at the Captain Marvel wave, I just went ahead and Googled it. The Captain Marvel wave has what looks to be 7 unique figures in a case of 8, and it comes with 2 of Captain Marvel. So but she doesn't have that the one Captain Marvel there's 2 of doesn't have a Build-A-Figure piece. So
because she's got a bunch of extra accessories. She's got like extra head and some other stuff
and some hands. So I'm guessing, my guess would be that it would be 2 and 2. It would be basically 2 of each. So 2 Tommies, 2 Daigos, 2 Zeds, and 2 Shadows. Corey just can't get over that.
No, I can't. But yeah, so I'm just gonna keep it short and end it off here. Did you guys have anything else you kind of wanted to say before we take off?
Well, if I think of anything, I'll say it in about 12 hours when we're on the podcast, or 24 hours when we're on the podcast.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so basically that just means join us on the streets tonight at 7 p.m.
I hope you get this up for
Western time.
Yeah, I always get it up on time. But yeah.
That's what she said.
So yeah, join us on the streets tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And also, keep enjoying Toku Week, because that's going on this channel right now. If you're here and stuff. Guys, thanks for watching. Keep it juicy. Okay, cool. I also. Oh, Jesus.
He's back, baby.
I was about to say I'll let the audio run for another 20 seconds so that I could put the end card there. There's something.
Okay.